Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. Hey, in this video, I wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about sort of where we're at right now with supers in the Crucible. And kind of just, to humor me for a minute, let's think back to Destiny 1. You guys remember back in Destiny 1, and, we talked a lot about hero moments, especially in the first year of Destiny 2. We felt like we didn't have as many hero moments. And back in Destiny 1, you had the opportunity to do some pretty cool, flashy shutdowns on supers, okay? Supers, we had about as many in each match as we do currently in Destiny 2. The main difference is that we had fewer roaming supers, back in Destiny 1, which was a factor. But the roaming supers that we did have, we could shut them down. Right, if you had a sniper rifle that wasn't, like a Wayloran's March, it had respectable amounts of impact. There were some supers that could be shut down with an LDR or a longbow synthesis. And some, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think later in Destiny 1, they sort of changed that a little bit. So you had to have like a, what's it called, like Binary Dawn, or, a higher impact sniper in order to one-shot most of the roamers. But and then as well with shotguns, like you could do just buckshot straight to the chest and then punch. Shoddy melee was a viable way of shutting down supers. You could even do that. You could dome a Fist of Havoc, right, mid smash animation in Destiny 1. I had those moments where you dome a Fist of Havoc in mid animation, right? He looks like the Kool-Aid Man, and you pull off that clutch shot and he dies. That was really cool. And truth be told, Here's the bottom line for me right now with Destiny 2, is there's too many dang supers, especially in quick play. There's just too many dang supers right now. I really love like the first third of the match. As someone who relies really heavily, leaning into the gunplay of Destiny 2. Like I love the gunplay. I think that Bungie, that's one of the things that they do so well is gunplay. And I like to lean into that. So about the first third of the match, I have a blast. And then it just feels like Super Simulator for the rest of the match. And it's not necessarily that there's more supers than we had in Destiny 1. It's that, hey, these supers are lasting 3 times as long as they did in Destiny 1. And they're making more orbs. And they're chaining those orbs. And they've got super mods on their armor too. And it's just super after super after super after super. And you feel like you're spending the whole match just running. You know what I mean? And there's times where it's just you against a super and you're just doomed. You're screwed. They have so much health. They're so tanky. And if players had the option, if a player could look at a super charging them and think to themselves, I can do this. Like, I have a shot here. If I land this Hail Mary no scope or this quick scope with my, Bite of the Fox, I'm gonna drop this Striker Titan who's barreling towards me, or I'm gonna drop this Arc Strider, and you could feel really good about that. It's a really rewarding feeling. And when you're on the receiving end, you get domed, you're like, dang, that guy just made a play. Or you're like, well, serves me right for running in a straight line. But right now, supers, you can afford to be so freaking brainless. Like, you can just walk in a straight line with your super and know that you're gonna tank a ton of damage. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you guys know what I'm saying. I just feel like if there's going to be this many supers, especially in quick play, then they can't be so dang tanky. We got to find a way of making it a little bit more manageable to deal with them. Because like I said, it's not that we have more supers than we did in D1. It's that generally speaking, the supers are lasting a whole lot longer. And they're a much bigger impact, I think, on the way that quick play matches really play out. So anyways, just my thoughts on that. I would love to see them tune some of the damage models for these supers in terms of how much damage they receive. Maybe you can look at how much, maybe target specifically precision. That wouldn't really help out the shotgun issue though. But maybe you could just tune up the amount of precision damage they will receive from precision weapons. I don't know. Maybe you could up the amount of damage that they take to special weapons in particular. I'm not sure what the answer is, but I just know that, in my opinion, it would be a better experience for everyone if a solo player had a shot, right? Whether it was with their shotgun or with their sniper rifle. As far as fusion rifles go, I will say this. 2 Voops is a really good place. I like where they're at in terms of how many fusion rifle shots they need to take in order to be put down. So even the higher impact fusion rifles, they will require you to hit a super twice with it, unless you're a golden gun, in order to put them down. And I think that that's fair. You can do a Voop melee combo, I think, should be enough to, similar to a shotgun, should be enough to put them down. But we just don't have as many options for taking supers out. So that's sort of on the higher end of my wish list. I think that as someone who plays a lot of PvP, and I play a lot of quick play, I just feel like the supers are a little too dominant right now, and I feel like they detract a little bit. I know you're gonna say, oh, but we wanted power fantasy, we wanted more supers. Yes, we did. We did not want indestructible supers, though. Nobody ever said that. I don't like this idea that a super should be free kills, and it's aggravating when you're playing really well, or you're on a really good kill streak, or you have a really a good moment that could be, it could be a clip for anybody to be proud of, but then somebody just hits their I win button and you get punished for that. And it's like, well, my I win button wasn't up, and regardless of how well I was playing, regardless of how good I am, regardless of how well dialed in my shot is right now, I can't do anything about your I win button. I just die to it when you decide that I die to it. And that can be a real killjoy. So that's kind of where I'm at with that topic. I'm curious as to your thoughts. How do you feel about supers right now? I know some players, I've expressed this opinion several times now, and I have gotten some pushback by people who say, I'm on the flip side of that. Like, I always die in my super. I feel like I never really managed to get lots of multi-kills with my super. And I think that, that's fair. Someone says that, but as somebody who often plays against, because there's lobby balancing, all right? I don't know if you know this, but the way that the lobbies work, it will randomly select all 12 players purely based on connection. But then it'll take these 12 players and say, okay, well, let's try and make this a fair fight. So we'll put these guys over here and these guys over here. So that can be good and bad. For me, that means, and this is, I'm not trying to brag, this is just the way that my lobbies shake down oftentimes. Like I had for example, a match today where I had a 49 kill game and like a 4-point-something KAD, and I was the only person on my team that was positive for this clash match, and we lost. And that's the nature of it. It balances these lobbies. So in my position, I'm playing against players that are pretty competent because it's putting them on the opposite team, right? And because I play a lot, my stats are inflated even more. So a lot of times I'm fighting uphill battles against people who know how to use supers. So it can be a real struggle. I don't know if that is your experience too. I know it doesn't just happen for me. Regardless of where you are in your skill, in the skill brackets, you can run into these lobbies depending on who the 12 initially selected players are. It just happens more frequently the higher you are in the skill gap. So, but anyways, let me know what you think. I'm genuinely curious. I don't think that my opinions are necessarily dogmatic and are always right and should be the best. I flip-flop on things sometimes, so if you have a counter argument, feel free to propose it. But I would love to see supers be possible to take down as a solo player with a special weapon. I would love to see that. So all right, I will read those comments. I look forward to perusing through those, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Hope to catch you in the Crucible.